Hello sweet friends, and welcome to Carol's Craft Cottage. For today's video I am going to be doing a tutorial for the mail truck, and I call it a stationary mail truck because of the cards and postcards that I made to fill it up. And so we're going to be doing a tutorial today for this truck. Now, before I get into the dies that I've used, let me just say, if you are new or this is your first time here, my videos feature lots of paper crafting ideas and tutorials. If this is something you enjoy, won't you consider subscribing? I'd love to have you back. And I'd like to say to my returning friends and subscribers, welcome back. I appreciate your comments and support. So let's go ahead and first of all, look very closely at the die. So this is called the Mail Truck Mini Album. So you're going to get a base piece like this, and you're going to want to cut 2 of this on just regular cardstock. And then this is the piece to decorate, so you're going to cut 4 of these, and you're going to cut 2 directly. And when I talk about directly on the front, you're going to put it like you normally would, like this, and cut 2. And then because we're going to do the back of the cardstock, you're going to want to cut 2 on the white side so that you have 2 going to the left and 2 going to the right, or whatever. You're going to have to cut like I just said. Okay, those are what you need to cut. Next, you have these little hearts, and we are putting these hearts in the center of the wheel. So I cut 4 on gold for the heart, and then I cut 2 times for each wheel, so that's 2 times 4 is 8 on 110-pound cardstock, so that it would pop up off the wheel like you could see here. And then this is the center of the wheel, and on mine you could see it's blue. I cut 1 on my designer paper and 2 on 110-pound cardstock and layered it. And then you have the wheel, which is right here, and I cut 2 on 110-pound cardstock for 4 wheels. So 2 times 4 is 8. So this is 8. This one is 2 on white and 1 on designer paper. So that's 3 times 4 is 12 altogether. And then your heart. Now also on the wheels, because you want to have, depending on what you put in yours, if yours is as heavy as mine, you want your wheels to be strong enough to hold up what's in your box. So for that portion of it, we're going to cut, and I have 4 110-pound cardstock per wheel. So 4 times 4 is 16. You want to cut 16, and you're going to glue them together. And these are going to go on the back side of your mail truck, okay, to hold up the wheels. Then we have a door. So I cut 2 on 110-pound cardstock on that and glued it together, which I will show you right here. All right. Then we have the little window. So I cut 1, I think I got 2 on 110-pound cardstock, and then 1 on the gold. And it's going to be for each window. And our project has the door, window, and then the window on the truck. So you want to cut altogether 3 times 3 is 9. 9 on 110-pound cardstock and 3 on gold. And then Right here you can see there's windows, and so I put some backing on the window so it would be like looking inside the truck. And all I did was use my designer paper, and I just cut a little piece to go behind here, and I'll show you how to attach it. And I put a piece of vellum over it so that it looked more like a tinted window kind of thing would look. So you'll need 2 of those and 2 windows, and then I already did the door, and you could see the piece in the background there. I just already glued it on there. This right here is your little door handle, and that is this, let me see, it's this tiny piece right here, which is your door handle. This right here is your, let me go ahead and pull this up so you can see it. This is your door handle. This is your back tail light. So I cut these on 110-pound cardstock one time and one time on gold and glued them together. This right here is your front light on your truck. Cut that on 110-pound cardstock and one on gold, or whatever color, coordinating color you want to do. These are your fenders. So you have one in the front, one in the back, and one in the middle. So what I did was I cut these on 110-pound cardstock 2 times, glued it together. Then I cut these all in gold and glued it on for the front of the truck. And for the back of the truck, I just cut them on gold cardstock. They don't have to be mounted or made into layers. And then you have this piece right here, which goes on your mail truck. I cut mine 2 times on 110-pound cardstock and then once on gold. And I glued it together for the front of the truck. And then you need 1 gold piece for the back of the truck. And last but not least, you have the word mail. So you cut your word mail on black cardstock, how many layers you want, and then you're going to want to mount it on a white piece of cardstock. So mine looks like this. So I believe I have 2 pieces of 110-pound cardstock on black and just 110-pound cardstock for the background. And we'll go over that again when we put it together. So that is the mailbox. And then for this die, which is called the, sorry about that, I got pieces in the way. It's called the Happy Mail stamp set. So what I did for this one, and these are going to be for your envelopes. I did a whole bunch because I didn't know how many envelopes I was going to make. So what I have here is, let me see if I can find it. It might be here. Yes. So I've had this in my stash for a long time. It is a postage stamp edge type of die set I got off of AliExpress a long time ago. I don't know if it's available. You can use a regular square if you want to. And the size of it is 2 inches by, it looks like 2 7/8 inches. And I cut that for the envelopes. And I did stamp the little snail on here. And this is for putting the name of your recipient. And then you do get this stamp right here, this die in the stamp set. So I cut that out and I used, let me go ahead and show you in this stamp set. I used this stamp right here for around the edge, and then I used this one that says, please deliver this Happy Mail to, on this. Okay, so that's how I used that. All right, and next I'm going to share with you some more Scrapdiva design dies that I used for this project. And we have, let me pull this out of the way. I used this, and I will go more into detail on what's on the inside of this in the end, but I did use this for my cards, and this is called the Easter ribbon slider, and I use the word greetings and I use the word hello in the stamp set for this. I also used this piece right here, and this is in the heart postage stamp die set. I used that piece. And then some things from my stash. I used this postcard die that I've had for a while. You've seen me use this in my Cottage Girls Junk Journal kit, and you can follow the tutorial for that there if you have this die, or you can just cut cardstock at, it looks like 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 and make your own postcards without the die. And also I used this for my postcards, and I used this stamp right here. This is old as well. I'm not sure if this is still available, but this is a Stampers Anonymous, and it is, you can see it's from joannes.com. It's called Cling Rubber Stamp TH Postcard. Oh, Tim Holtz postcard. So I love this stamp. I'm glad I got it. And I have had it in my stash for a while and only used it a couple times, but it came in handy when I needed it. And last but not least, to make your envelopes, I know most of you probably have this and don't use it as much as you used to, but this is what I use to make my envelopes. And you are going to do the one that is down here that says 4-bar. And it's 3 1/2 by 5 that you cut your paper. I'm sorry, 3 1/2 by 5, that is your envelope. And you cut your paper 7 1/4 by 7 1/4, and you score at 3 1/8 inch. I'm not going to have a tutorial for that, but because there's tutorials on how to use this all over YouTube, and this is pretty old. But this is what I use to make my envelopes. I just wanted to share that with you. So I will leave links to all the Scrapdiva design dies in the description box below to make it easy for you to shop. They are affiliate links. They don't cost you anything to use, and it helps my channel, and I appreciate it very much. So let's go ahead and pull these pieces into place. And I will put the little truck over here kind of so you can see it. Let's see. I'll put it right there so you can see that's what we're making. I need to take a drink because you can hear I'm horsed up. All right, let's get started. So I've got 2 trucks going this way, 2 trucks going that way. And this truck actually is going to the right. So your stitching will be prominent on here. And for the front of the truck, I did cut one on some very thin from Hobby Lobby. What is it? 2 or 3 millimeter foam. So I'm going to stick it to this piece. And we got to unclog it. So we're going to put some glue on here. And this is a super cute gift for Mother's Day. I had a grandma that liked to write letters, and she would have loved this. You could stick it's a not a pack, but what I want to say, some postage stamps, a book, that's it. You can see how much I buy postage stamps. Stick a book of postage stamps in here with the cards and postcards, and you have a beautiful gift. Okay, so we got that, and we are going to stick that on this. But before we do, we want the window. So I'm going to stick the window down. Back here. And let's see if I got it centered good. All right, I'm going to push it over just a little bit. All right, so there we have it. And I'm going to glue this on top of that. And this is just regular Georgia Pacific cardstock that I have cut the truck out of, and some designer paper. And we're going to center it in the middle of this white. All right, perfect. Now we're going to take this one and we're going to put it to the back, but before, yeah, that's fine. Hey, you can see that I have some designer paper on here. So when you do the envelopes, it's nice if you have double-sided paper. So I had printed my paper on both sides. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the back as well. So this is going to be my back. And I need that little piece behind the window. All right, so we're going to glue this on top. So if you want to make the mini album, this is how you would do it, so that you would have both sides of your truck covered with designer paper. When I was deciding what I wanted to do with the mail truck, I kept thinking, well, what goes with a mail truck? And I thought letters, packages, postcards, and that's how I came up with this. Okay, and we're going to take this piece, and this doesn't matter because this is going to be the inside, and your cards and all that are going to cover it up. It's not going to show. But if you want to make a window, you're welcome to do it. I did not. It does take some time to cut all the pieces, I will tell you that. So, okay. Now we are going to start putting the truck together. So on the back here, and I told you about cutting these out, we are going to put these on the inside of the truck. These don't have to be decorated because this is going to not show. All right, we're going to put them down to the end of the wheel because that's going to help hold our truck up with all that heavy stationery in it. And we're going to put one on this side. Go all the way down because you don't want your wheel folding over. All right, then we're going to do the same thing with this one. Make sure that you got the back side. And this is the last wheel. Okay, so this is going like this still. Now we're going to start putting things on our truck. So we're going to do the window cover. All right, just a little hint on the window. If you look at this, oops, you can see that the small square is at the top. So it would go like this. This is smaller actually than the bottom. It's not perfectly square. So let me do this a second. I can see the glue. Okay, and then we're going to go on this side. We're going to do the same thing. Look at your little window, and this is the smaller side. And we're going to put this right here. All right, now I'm going to put the wheels on. So this is still 110-pound cardstock, and I did two layers on that. And then 2 layers on 110-pound cardstock on white, and put the designer paper on top of that. Okay. Now I think I had put some foam under here. Let me see if this is too big. Just so it doesn't bend. Should have done this before, but okay. There we go, just a little one, so that doesn't bend. And I got another one here. Okay, and we are going to put the wheels on this side, and I will do it this time. Put that down here. Well, I don't need it on this side because I don't have any foam. I don't have foam on this side, so I don't need it. There we go. I need to take another drink. I'm still hoarse. All right. That's the back. Okay, we're back to the front. This piece goes right along here. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on. And this is, again, 2 pieces of 110-pound cardstock with a cutout of gold that goes right down the center. And we're going to line it up with the truck. Okay, and I got a piece for the back, and it's only just, and I didn't cut it right. That's the trick of this. When you when you have a front and a back and you want it to match, there is a trick if you don't have the pieces to doing this. So what I have to do is I gotta get another piece of gold. What you have to do is, instead of cutting it on this side, you gotta cut it on the back side so that it will be opposite. And you can get tricked into doing it wrong if you don't pay attention. All right. No big deal. We got it. We got this. All right, so this one, we'll just save it for another truck on another day. Excuse me. All right. So we're going to go to the top of the truck on the blue here and go to the back. Okay, now this next part. We're going to do the door last. So I have some pieces here that are the fenders. We talked about these. You're going to do a couple layers of 110-pound cardstock and then gold on top. The long piece goes right here, and I would put it above the stitching because it's nice to have the stitching showing. And then you have the front fender. Put it above the stitching. And then the back fender. All right, and before I turn this over, we are going to put on this right here has one piece of 110-pound cardstock behind it, gold on top, and this is my tail light. And I did it in gold. You could probably do it in red if you want. I did it in gold. These tail lights are red. Okay, and next I have the front light, and that also has 110-pound behind it and gold. And we're going to stick it right there. And I push it right up against the foam so that you can still see some white. All right, let me go ahead and just wipe off the excess glue. So I want my gold nice and shiny. So this is what we got so far for the front of the truck. And we're going to go to the back of the truck now. And I did cut out the fenders, but they do not have any extra on it. They're just regular gold. Because the back doesn't have to look as good as the front. For me. Just has to match. And if you're thinking about putting a door on this side, that's up to you, but you don't have to put a door on the back. Okay, and I have a tail light, and I do not, this is just gold paper, no piece to give it dimension. It's just plain gold. Push that right up against your designer paper. And then I got the light for the front, just gold paper. That's going to go right here and push it right up against your designer paper like that. All right. And I'm going to take the smudge off of that. Okay. All right. I've already, as you can see, I have some of the little handles left over. I don't need them. I had popped up the handle on some 110-pound cardstock, just one piece, and put the gold on top. And this door is ready to go on here. And what I do is I put it on some foam pieces here, because I have this has been popped, so we have to make sure that it goes in the middle of this door. And I'm not going to put this too far down the bottom because I want it to be sandwiched just like that, just touching the fender, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and peel the backing off. And I have used every die that came with the set. Okay. I push that down. And then we have the word mail, which I'm going to put right here. And I'm going to lay that across there on the door. Cute, right? So next we need to cut the piece that is going to hold our stationery. And you can see I was playing with this, so I scored this wrong. So you need to have this 3 inches wide by 1 1/8 inch long. You're going to score it at 1 3/8 and 6 3/4 on this long side. And on the short side, you're going to score a 1/2 inch on either side. And then you're just going to fold on all the score lines like I did here. And then you're going to cut here and make a little notch. Now this is ready to be mounted on your truck. So we're going to take this piece and flip it over, because this is going to go right on top of here. It's going to go right on top of these wheels and everything. So we're going to put some glue on the back. So I'm going to fold these to the inside because I want this long piece to go right down the length. And I'm going to put this box up against the blue designer paper so that you can't see the designer paper. All right, I'm going to lay it on top of there. Can you see that? Just like that. You can't see the blue. And then I'm going to pull the sides up, and I'm going to make sure that they are adhered to the blue designer paper. So even though your little wheels show, that's okay. And you can see the ends. And I need my bone folder here to press this down. All right, we're going to go on this side. And we're going to put some glue. Make sure you have enough glue so that it adheres. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to go with the long end right over the designer paper, right on top of it. Okay, and then I'm going to take my bone folder push it down, and then take the ends and put it right on top of the designer paper. That way it's nice and straight. And press it all down. Okay, it's coming together. Now the last thing we gotta do is I don't see what happened to mine. Let me see. I know I cut it. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. I have a piece that's going to go on the bottom here. Let's see, I had it here. I'm gonna find it after. Here it is. It fooled me because it's a double-sided. Okay, so we're gonna cut another piece by, oh, wait a minute. When I gave you this measurement, this was wrong. Okay, this is 4. And I'll have these measurements in the description box below. This should be, this pencil's no good. This should be 4 by 1 1/8. And then this piece, the designer piece that goes on the bottom, that's 3 by 8 1/8. So I will have those measurements in the description box so that you have them correct. So we're going to put some glue for the bottom. And I will turn it upside down. And then we're just going to, and it's scored on in the same areas at 1 3/8 and 6 3/4. Okay, and now that we have our little mail truck made, we're going to put our cards in there and our postcards. So I'll show you this real quick. On my reveal video, I will show all of these to you. So what I did is I made the envelope and I did the stamping, and then each card looks like this. This is where I used the, what is it called now? The Easter ribbon slider. I knew when I saw this that I would want to use it on cards, so I used it on these. And see how nice the envelopes look when they are, they have the printing on the inside. They're double-sided. So these are just little note cards. These are 5 by 3 3/4, and they fit right in these envelopes. Okay, and I made 6 of those, and then I did 3 postcards, and here are the postcards. And this is where I put the postage stamp. That's the stamp I showed you from Tim Holtz. And yes, I used the Cottage Girls. That's dies from my stash. All things grow with love. Follow your heart and love you. And yes, these can be mailed at the post office. So thank you. Oops, one more thing I forgot to share with you. We're going to put the bow on our little mail truck right there. We forgot to do that. This is just a bow from my stash. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on the mail truck. Just like that. And if you want to, like this one here, I put some little roses. If you want to do that, put some little gems or something on your mail truck, you can do that. And it's just adorable, isn't it? It makes such a super cute gift. You could also take some cellophane and put it underneath and then gather it up with a pretty bow on the top, and it would make a beautiful gift for Mother's Day. So thank you all for joining me so much. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If so, just leave me a comment in the comment section below if you have any questions, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. Remember to sprinkle kindness like confetti wherever you go. And until the next video, happy crafting. Bye-bye.